we're going to start on our mat sitting back on the heels, and if you have a rolled up blanket, put it behind the legs and just kind of roll out the calf muscles a little bit. Depending on tightness, sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but just find your kind of comfort spot with it.
Got it.
It's gonna be good.
Good.
All right. See you on the other side. A nice dense blanket is so key for a yoga practice. You can use it in place of pretty much every other prop. But I especially get into using the blanket as our lives become generally more active in the spring and summer, like walking around and stuff like that. We do a lot of walking and running and biking and things, and not always enough stretching or working into the connective tissues. So just taking a moment to connect in with the calf muscles, the backs of the thighs, maybe moving from side to side, closing your eyes, and taking some deep breath. And we're actually going to start our practice with an alternate nostril breath. And so I have tiny little airways in my nose, and it squeaks and it can be hard to get a breath through. And what I'm saying is that I understand all of or many of the limitations that come up in this alternate nostril breath, particularly in the morning. It can be hard to get movement through the airways, through the nose, depending on how you normally breathe. But stick with it. If you have a nose ring, just finding a place where you can actually not hurt yourself. But we're going to use the thumb and the pinky finger. The thumb blocks the right nostril, the pinky finger blocks the left. But we'll start first by taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Three more of those. Clearing those airways, maybe still moving side to side in the leg. And then we remove the blanket from behind the leg. Sit back on the heels. If you need something under the hips or still to support you, you can keep the blanket there. And we'll start to bring the thumb to the right nostril, blocking the right nostril. Inhale left. Block the right, exhale right. Or sorry, block the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block the right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. You have 3 more. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. 2 more. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Last one. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Release your right hand. Find a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And step your right foot forward next to the left knee, sitting back on the left heel. Keeping a nice long spine. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Come forward onto the right toes, drawing the right heel down toward the floor. So you're rolling up toward the ball of the right foot and simultaneously drawing the right heel down. So you'll feel that stretch at the back. Maybe you even take your hands and gently move the thumbs down the back of the leg. Calf muscle into the ankle, or give it a little squeeze. And tip forward a little bit more, tuck the back toes under. So we're sitting back on toward the right heel. The toes are tucked under, the foot is stretching, drawing the right heel down toward the floor from the ball of the foot. So now we both have a stretch on the left foot and through the right calf. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Tip forward slightly to readjust, sending the right leg back, sit back on the heel, rolling through the shoulder. So up toward the ears and back. Big full circles. Embracing any, again, sounds or can't think of the word, stiffness. You might discover here. And all of this can be done with the eyes soft or the eyes closed to view from the inside out. We have 2 more shoulder rolls. And then start to move the head from side to side. So keeping your chin parallel to the floor, looking over the right shoulder and then the left. Now this with your eyes closed can be dizzying for some. So it's up to you. but at least keep your gaze soft and focus on your breath. We're just inviting some mobility into the neck, seeing our range of motion. And then we start to drop the chin down and lift up to the left side. Drop down, so drawing half circles. Chin lifts on either side, keeping the spine long. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. I feel like the older I get, the more sounds I hear in my body as I practice. A little crackling, and I'm just embracing that, knowing that what those crackly spaces need is some movement. Breathing into those spaces. Start to swing your head back to center. Step the left foot next to the right knee. Lengthen the spine, sit up nice and tall. So your hands here can be at your sides. I like to keep myself sitting up tall, draw the shoulder blades toward one another, shoulders down the back, and hands on the left knee here. Becoming aware of any tension that may have you sitting up a little bit higher. So maybe in the thigh or in the knee, something is clenching, tensing. And remembering that whatever happened on the other side may not happen on this side. We may have new experiences, and allowing for that. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose, and start to rock forward, coming onto the ball of the left foot, drawing the left heel down toward the floor. So at this point, we're still on the top of the right foot. We're focusing on the left leg. And you can start to bring your thumbs and give yourself a little massage around the ankle or the calf, if you like. Or even just placing a hand there for some warmth. Tip forward even more and tuck the right toes under. If you have a curly pinky toe, uncurling that toe. And again, drawing the left heel down toward the floor, sitting back toward the right heel. We're stretching the toes on the right side. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you're still giving the left calf muscle some attention, the left ankle, drawing that heel down toward the floor. And then send the left knee back, coming forward into table position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, drop the belly, chest, and heart forward. Exhale, navel to spine, hollowing out the belly. Shake your head, yes and no. And my cat-cows always go wildly off the rails, so moving into the tight spaces, but you're welcome to just keep it almost like train tracks. The standard cat-cow where you drop the belly, draw the shoulders and hips toward one another, and then exhale, maybe the spine, keeping it all within those nice neat lines. Or the shifting one shoulder and then the other, finding different ways, shifting the hips back and forth. Wildly off the rails. Find what is working for you today. Sometimes it's good to go back to the rails. I'm not dissing them. Acknowledging that that's not always where I'm at. Deep breath in. We have 3 more. And when you come up into your last pad, step your right foot forward between the palms, keeping your left knee back, pressing into the top of the back foot, front knee over front ankle. Reach out through the crown of the head. Deep breath. Lengthen your spine. Draw your body out long. Feeling the opening at the top of the left thigh. If you're not feeling that opening, you can always tuck the toes under or move the left knee back. 2 more rounds of breath here. And we'll transition through a cat-cow. So sending the right knee back in, I'll drop the belly, chest and heart come forward. And then again, able to spine. And in that cat, coming up onto the fingertips, making space to bring the left foot forward. Left foot forward, right knee back. Roll the shoulders back, nice long spine. So the difference between a long spine, like if your shoulders are hunched or you want to keep like, you can lift all the way up and then come back down just to find that point. And it'll give you a deeper stretch. Deep breath into the top of the right thigh. Tuck the back toes under, step the back foot up to meet the front foot. We're now in a beautiful forward fold. Ooh. Surrender over the legs, maybe holding onto elbows. And just allowing the upper body to hang from the height of the hip. Maybe gently swaying from side to side if that feels right for you. Usually the options that are given are like my train track analogy. That you can do it. Once you've found your alignment, then you have the freedom to explore within that. And we will come to stillness. Feeling the elbows draw down toward the earth. Bend the arms out wide, interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw the hands up toward the ceiling. And then start to draw the hands back. Inhale all the way up to standing. Press the hips forward, lift the belly, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down from the ear. All right, we'll halfway fold. Hinging at the hips, keep the belly pulling in toward the spine. Stay in this halfway position for a moment, reaching back through the hands, and then forward fold. Allow the arms to come up overhead. Draw the shoulder blades apart here. You'll feel that opening in the shoulder. And then draw the hands back. Halfway lift, come all the way up. Drawing the hands down toward the floor. Halfway fold. Again, we're keeping those arms reaching back, reach out through the crown of the head, and then fold all the way over, allowing those arms to come up overhead. Drawing the shoulder blades apart. Another way to think of it is that you're pulling your hands apart, creating a little bit of resistance. Start to draw your hands back halfway full, and then all the way up. 2 more rounds of breath. Find your alignment in your lower body, feet hip distance apart. And when we release our arms, we inhale all the way up overhead. Exhale to forward fold, swan dive down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins or your thighs, reach out to the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, back to plank. We'll move through a vinyasa of knees, chest, chin, or come up onto the toes, shift forward. Eyes of the elbows turn forward, lower down to the earth. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Shoulders roll down the back, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Right leg comes up high, round the left heel, square off the hips. Come up onto the left toes, right knee into the chest, step the foot through, we rise up, high lunge, inhale. Exhale to plant the palms, step it back into plank, move through vinyasa. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Make sure the elbows are tucked into the side body. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Round the right heel, left leg lifts up high. Keep the hips square so you really emphasize the stretch in the back of the right leg. Come up onto the right toes, left knee to the chest. Step the foot through. Inhale, rise up. High lunge. Exhale to plant the palms, step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale your hands to your sides. 3 strong breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, back to plank. And then moving through vinyasa, eyes of the elbows turn forward, elbows hug into the side body. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Left heel grounds, right leg lifts. Square off the hips to emphasize the stretch in the back of the left leg. Come up onto the left toes, right knee into the chest. Step the foot through, inhale, rise up, high lunge. So you're up on the back toes, all toes are pointing forward. Plant the palms, back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck the toes under for downward facing dog. Left leg comes up high, ground that right heel. Square off the hips, square off the shoulders. Come up onto the right toes, left knee into the chest. Step the foot through. Inhale, rise up, front knee over front ankle. Lifting up out of the hips. Reaching back through the back heel. Fingertips to the earth, step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale your arms to your sides, 3 strong breaths. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms back to plank. Moving through vinyasa. So chaturanga is where you lower your body all in one line. Maybe you make it only so far and then drop the knee. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck the toes under for downward facing dog. And just because we did it one way in one of our rounds doesn't mean we have to do it the same way the whole time. End of lecture. Ground the right heel, lift the left leg up high. Come up onto the right toes, left knee into the chest, step the foot through, inhale, rise up. High lunge, reach back to the right heel. Plant the palms back to plank. Move through vinyasa. Find your flow. You meet in downward facing dog. Round the left heel, right leg lifts up high. Square off the hips, square off the shoulders. Come up onto the left toes, right knee into the chest. Step the foot through. Inhale, rise up. High lunge. All toes pointing forward. Staying up off the left heel. So we're up on the left toes. Plant the palms. Step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale your hands to your sides. 3 strong breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big drink of oxygen. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs in your downward facing dog. And right leg comes up high. Bend at the knee, foot comes over toward the left side, flex the foot. We're going to come all the way over into wild thing. So come onto the side of the left foot. Keep that left leg long and unbent. Right foot comes to the earth. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest. Reach out through the right fingertip. Right hand comes back to the earth. And then replace the right foot to the earth. Inhale, left leg up high. Bend at the knee, foot comes over toward the right side. Flex the foot. Come onto the side of the right foot. Right leg is straight. Left foot comes to the earth. Stay up on the toes. Lift the hips, lift the chest. Reach out through the fingertips. You can always stay in that first position. Top arm comes down. Left knee comes into the chest. We'll step the foot through. Rise up, high lunge. And then turn on the back foot. So the outside edge of the foot is in line with the outside edge of the mat. Arms in line with the shoulders. We're now in warrior 2. Deep breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Front knee over front ankle. Inner thighs rotating outward. Little micro bend in the back knee. Look out over the middle finger of your left arm. Inhale the arms up, straighten the front leg. And exhale, sink back into your warrior 2. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Inhale the arms up. And exhale to sink back in. Warrior 2. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Inhale the arms up. And this time we're going to reach the left arm forward. Let it drop down toward the thigh. Top arm reaches up. All of the action is happening in the middle body. So often this posture, people go straight down like this, and we're coming out of alignment. So we want to keep one hip stacked over the other. And we actually don't have to go very far for that in a woman's body. We can stay up here And draw the shoulder blades together. Feel that intensity. Bend into the front knee, top arm comes down around an up, side angle. Chest and heart reaching for the sky. Finding that rotation in the middle body. Grounding the back edge of the back foot. Top finger or top hand comes down. Turn the outside edge of the left foot in line with the short edge of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. There was a time when I was not teaching yoga and I was just practicing yoga that I literally was like, what is a yoga practice without a wide-legged forward fold? It just never felt like a yoga practice unless we did this posture. Because it feels so good. Just release the crown of the head down toward the earth. Release yourself into it. And whatever comes up, comes up. Close the eye. Find your breath. Deep breath into the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. And if I ever say deep breath in through the nose and it comes out through the mouth, does not matter. But let's aim next time for the nose and see, maybe observe the difference. My legs are like bowls of jello. They're shaking so much. And there's this really beautiful moment when the legs stop shaking, where it just feels like absolute clarity. So if ever you're experiencing something like that in the body, just riding it out. We're going to come up the other side. So turning the right toes toward the short edge of the mat, walking your hands over toward the right foot, bend into the right knee. Keep the fingertips on the earth, rotate the arm up toward the sky. You can come up onto the knee or keep the fingertips as they are. Top arm comes down, around and up, side angle. So whatever you can keep the fingertips down here if that feels right. And maybe fingertips to the earth seems more advanced or exciting, but if you're jamming anywhere in the body or if you're losing space, then maybe it's not the right thing. Well, these little reminders. All right, let's reach the left fingertips up toward the sky, coming up through a triangle. Front leg straight, left fingertips to the left inner thigh. Sorry, right fingertips to the right inner thigh, left fingertips up toward the sky. Left and right is not happening for me today. Stacking one hip over the other. And feeling that intensity in the middle body. Bend into the front knee, we come into warrior two. That front knee is over the front ankle. Ground the back edge of the back foot with a micro bend in the back knee, rotating the inner thigh outward. Your hips are square with the long edge of the mat. Your chest is lifted, looking out over that middle finger. Inhale the arms up, straighten the leg. And exhale, come back into your warrior two. Notice if your body is shifting forward at all, drawing it back. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, straighten the front leg. And exhale, sink in. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Warrior two. My mat is very slippy. I'm going to pivot on the back foot. Pivot on the back foot. Maybe you're still up in a high lunge. We're meeting in high lunge. And then drop the back edge of the back foot again, but this time on less of an angle. So your toes are still slightly pointing forward. And we bend into the front knee, warrior one. Lifting up out of the hips. Squaring your hips. There's a little bit of a twisting sensation, maybe maybe in the calf or the ankle. And then coming up onto the back toes, charge forward into warrior three. Reaching out through the fingertips, keep your hips square, lifting that back leg. The right leg is straight, little micro bend in the knee. And then swing the left foot to meet the right. Hands to your sides. Step the right foot back. Again, the foot is on an angle, but the toes are still slightly pointing forward. Feet are hip distance apart or more to make space. Bend into the front knee, warrior one. Round the back edge of the back foot. And I like to start with my legs fairly close together and then just kind of walk the front foot out if there's space, rather than going too far first. Find the alignment. Arms are reaching up overhead. Your arms are going to stay this way when we transition into warrior three. So charging forward onto that front leg, square off the hips so your big toe points down toward the earth. Reach out through the fingertips. Lift that back leg. Finding your balance. Lengthen the neck. And then swing the right leg to meet the left, hands to heart center. So if you are at the bottom of your mat, turning to face the front. We'll draw the left knee into the chest, rotate the ankle, and then begin to draw the left knee over toward the right side of the body. Send the left arm out behind you, finding a standing twist. Lift and lengthen up through the spine. Unwind your gaze, bring your right hand to your left ankle again. Geez, standing lotus. So your heel comes to the top of your right thigh. The sole of the foot points up toward the sky. You can use your hand to hold here. Sometimes it's possible to just let go of the foot and it'll stay there. I really feel like it depends on the flesh on the leg, but left knee is drawing down toward the floor. And if you have both hands free, bring them to heart center. If you only have the left hand free, bring it to heart center. And then grow it up toward the sky. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And let the left hand come down to the left ankle, transition into a tree pose. So foot to the thigh perhaps, or the calf or the ankle. Both hands to heart center, finding that balance. Finding that focus, drishti. And similarly to the legs shaking, this is always one of those postures where all of a sudden it's like you break out into a meadow, clearing. We're looking for that clearing, maybe arms reach up toward the sky. We rotate not the ankles, the arm angles, the wrists. There we go. I hear Mercury is in Pisces. I wonder if that happens. Or maybe it's just me. And drawing the hands back to heart center, release the left leg, shake out the right foot. And we'll do all of that again on the other side. If your mat is tippy as well, I should have mentioned this, you can always come off of the mat onto the floor for this posture. So drawing the right knee into the chest, rotating the ankle. And begin to draw the right knee over toward the left side, send the right fingertips back, look back. Standing twist. And begin to unwind the upper body. Bring the left hand down to the right ankle. And left heel to the top of the right heel to the top of the left thigh. I was about to congratulate myself on getting the directions right. Draw the right knee down toward the earth, standing half lotus. And again, if you can let your right heel rest here on the top of the thigh, perfect, great. If not, just hold on to that big toe or to the foot. Right hand comes to the heart space. So I demo it this way because it's hard to balance in this direction. Give it a shot. And reach the right arm up toward the sky. Maybe both arms up if your foot is resting nicely at the top of your thigh. Hips are pressing forward. Belly is lifted. There's a micro bend in that left knee. And let the right hand come back down to the right ankle. And hopefully without falling, but if you do, come back in. You come into tree pose. So foot to the thigh, or to the calf, or to the ankle. Now this direction is so much harder because I can see my shadow. I'm throwing myself off. Finding your point of focus. If there's one thing that Pisces season teaches us, I feel, is to have a sense of play and lightheartedness in our lives. There's a lot of heavy stuff, but if we can find some humor, maybe you grow your tree at this point. And start to bring the hands back to heart center. Release the right foot, shake out the left leg. And we are currently at the bottom of our mat in theory. But we'll take a nice big step forward with the right foot. All toes pointing forward. Inhale the arms up. Hinge at the hips, pulling forward, come up onto the back toes, and then fold all the way down to the earth. So the front leg is straight, we're up on the back toes, and then based on what is open in your leg, you can start to draw the left heel down toward the floor. Nice deep stretch. Plant the palms, step back to downward facing dog. Right leg comes up high, come up onto the left toes, right knee comes to the outside of the right wrist, foot towards the left wrist, coming into pigeon, squaring off the hips, back leg runs out straight behind you, coming to the top of the foot. And blocks, blankets, again with the rolled up blanket, this is one of my favorite things to do actually. It helps me to get deeper into this posture. If I come back into down dog, I use the rolled up blanket, run it along the back edge of my right leg, so it fits underneath the right hip and in the left hip crease. And then my body will just naturally relax into the posture a little bit more. So finding that tall spine here, lengthening up out of the hips, lifting up out of the hips, walk yourself forward, fold over the leg. And we find our primal breath, inhaling in through the nose and releasing out the sound, a swear, a tone, a breath, just a very loud ha. For example, inhale and exhale, ha, ha, ha. And then settling into your posture, settling into your breath. Two more rounds of breath here. And start to walk the hands back toward the hips. Tuck the toes under. Step back into downward facing dog. Round the right heel. And we'll go ahead and bring the left foot forward, straighten the front leg, come up onto the back toes. So we're coming back into that modified pyramid pose with the straight leg, second toes pointing forward, and both feet coming up on the back toes so the front leg can be straight. And wherever there's space, you can start to lower the back heel. You don't have to lower it at all if there's not the space. Lengthen the spine. Find your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. My leg is shaking so much that it's literally making a rumbling sound in this creaky old floor. My body is thunderous today. And we'll step it back into downward facing dog again, lifting that left leg up high, come up onto the right toes, left knee toward the left wrist. I'm gonna throw that blanket in there, under the left hip, into the right hip crease. And this is actually, often support is offered for the left hip, but I actually find that what works for me best is the support in the left hip crease, like having this rolled up blanket there. So I don't think it's necessarily just about the hip supports on the left side. So looking back to the back leg that is straight out from the hip, or on the top of the foot, walking the fingertips back, finding length in the spine, rolling the shoulders down the back. Find your breath, close your eyes, And with a nice long spine, we walk ourselves forward over the legs, surrendering over. And let's take those primal breaths. If I was doing this privately, I'd be yelling the F word, but I'm not. So. And we're just getting out any of the gunk from our hips that may be stuck there. Deep breath in through the nose, deep breath out through the nose. Two more rounds of breath. And then plant the palms underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes under, step it back into downward facing dog. Hips up toward the ceiling, ears in line with the elbows, belly toward the thighs. Come up onto the toes, drop the knees to the earth, and walk your palms out, bringing your chest and heart to the ground. You can also bring a block or a blanket or something under the chest if needed. Shift forward all the way onto the belly, bringing your right arm out to your side. Adjusting the angle for whatever stretch you need in the chest. So maybe your arm comes up slightly from the shoulder, maybe down a little bit, maybe straight out from the shoulder. Lift the left leg, bend at the knee, bring the foot all the way over to the right side. Rest your head on the earth. And that top arm, it can go for an adventure, it can go for a ride, you can be drawing some circles. Maybe moving from side to side. Or maybe resting in a specific position where you feel this stretch is needed. I usually hit a point where I can feel it in my wrist, and then I stop. I was going to call it the echo effect. Wherever the echo is felt. 2 more rounds of breath here. And left fingertips to the earth, roll it back through center and come over to the other side. So left arm out from the shoulder, whatever angle works for you. Right foot to the earth. And right arm up toward the sky, maybe drawing circles. Moving from side to side. Maybe finding that juicy point to just stop. Just let the stretch be. Notice any tension in the neck. Release and relax the tension. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Getting ready to come all the way over onto your side. Send the left arm up alongside the ear, turning over into the fetal position on the left side, and then shifting all the way onto your back. And cross the right leg over the left. Shift your hips over toward the right side of your mat. Let the knees fall over to the left side. If this is too intense, just uncross the legs a little bit or a lot bit. Whatever works. Scoop up the left shoulder blade, place it back down. Ground from fingertip to fingertips. We want a nice grounding across the upper back. Come over toward the right ear. Find your breath. Big, great reset. This is the moment where we acknowledge that there are things that we bring into our day from days previous, from our sleep, that are just a nuisance, aren't really meant for anything, that just, it's not like bad things that teach us lessons, it's just clutter. And so in moving through our practice in the morning, we're able to clear up some of that clutter, make space for what the day has to promise, what the day has to bring. So what is it that you wish to bring into your day? What is the overall feeling you would like to cultivate in your life at this time? Two more rounds of breath. And if you didn't get an answer on this side, not to worry, there's a whole other side. We're going to draw back to center, keep the legs crossed, and just draw the knees into the chest. Option here to keep your hands at your sides, to place your hands on your legs somewhere, or to reach for the feet. Reach under the feet so the palms of your hands fit into the arches of your feet, drawing the outside edges of the feet towards you and apart, like you're tying a knot. Tuck the chin in toward the chest. Find your breath. Relax the inner thigh. Two more rounds of breath. And then release. Let your feet stand on the earth, let your arms be at your sides, just for a moment here to experience the ecstasy of unwinding your body and just letting that flow, letting that cleansing, blissful sensation run through your body. And then cross the left leg over the right. Move the hips over to the left side of the mat. Let the knees fall over to the right. And again, you can uncross the legs or maybe place a block or something underneath the knees. Scoop up the right shoulder blade, place it back down, ground from fingertip to fingertip. Come over toward the left ear. Find your breath. Which feeling do I wish to cultivate? in my life at this time. I'm hearing a loud voice, peace, peace. Let's breathe into that feeling with the intention that once we have released this twisting, once we have wrung out and cleansed our bodies of that clutter, that we will allow that feeling to just rush in and fill up all the space. Relaxing the inner thigh, relaxing the toes, the jaw. Begin to unwind head first, and then the legs. Shifting your hips to center, keeping the left leg crossed over the right. Draw the knees into the chest. And again, arms can rest at the side. If you just want to hold there. Maybe you place your hands on your legs somehow, or maybe you reach for the feet. Drawing them apart. Stacking one knee over the other. Tucking the chin in toward the chest, the neck is long. We have 2 more rounds of breath here. And begin to release that. Send the legs out long, arms to your sides, palms face up. And that intention, that feeling that you wish to cultivate in your life at this time, rushes through the body. Every cell in the body becomes lumped with the energy of this intention. Relax all the muscles of the face and the shoulders and the neck, the arms and the fingers, chest and the ribs and the belly, the hips, thighs, knees, ankles, and feet, all relaxed. Your mind wanders, come back to your breath, the space between your eyebrows, watching your thoughts play out. Perhaps for you, there's a pathway or a road or some image to fix on that you can continuously return to each time the mind wanders or becomes distracted. What can I reasonably ask of others? What can I reasonably ask of myself? We're called to examine these expectations today. To use the solar light within us as a bright and guiding light. To follow and observe our ego, not to abolish it or deny it or get rid of it, but to follow it and watch where it ignites, where it takes offense, where it wants to burn, where or what it wants to burn, where or what it wants to soften, where it wants to soften. Words are coming through in a very strange way today. I'm going to leave you today in Shavasana, taking time to fully rest the body. There's another message that's coming through. Bones are solid, true, but an elbow only moves one way. There's a clues in forces and energy, but there's a more solid truth that is relevant today. The material influences the other. Goes both ways. So I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow. It was a pleasure, always.